Local 12's Anjanette Levy is live at the Boone County Jail, where 3 men are locked up tonight charged with this murder. Anjanette.
Cammie, Jeffrey Allen, Anthony Baumgartner, and Stephen Elliott Harkness are all being held here at the Boone County Jail behind me. They're all held without bail tonight. This started as a search for a missing man. It has now evolved into a murder investigation. Investigators combed over a field on Mesmer Lane where the torso and leg of a man were found near this barn. The barn is next to a house where Jeffrey Allen lived with his mother. Neighbors were surprised when deputies appeared at the property late Monday.
It's different. We're just not used to a little dead-end road here, and everybody generally knows each other, and this was unusual.
A cadaver dog showed interest in the back of a small SUV parked in Allen's driveway. Detectives then photographed it. Boone County Sheriff's officials say Allen, Anthony Baumgartner, and Stephen Elliott Harkness lured the victim to Walton last Wednesday under the guise of a drug deal.
They were going to rid the world, perhaps one person at a time, of the evil in it. And this person, if it's the one we're thinking it is, or could be, is a suspected heroin dealer.
Tom Shaban says the men admitted to kidnapping, beating, and dismembering the man. Shaban says the victim was killed last Wednesday and other body parts were placed in a dumpster at the Super 8 motel in Florence last Friday. Sheriff's officials looked for other body parts in a Pendleton County landfill all day, but found nothing. Meanwhile, on Mesmer Lane, neighbors said they'd seen young men coming and going from the small brown house.
I assumed some of the young guys that I saw coming and going might have been her son and maybe some of his friends, but, I didn't know anything about it.
And now they're trying to get used to the idea that a gruesome crime scene sits yards from their homes.
Would you like to have body parts laying in near your family and household and all that? I feel very scared.
Now, the people we spoke with on Mesmer Lane say they did not know any of these young men. Allen and Harkness, we learned, had been in the Marine Corps, but Allen had been dishonorably discharged. Meanwhile, Boone County officials are still trying to positively identify the victim. He's a 19-year-old man. They do believe they know his identity. Reporting live from the Boone County Jail, Anjanette Levy, Local 12 News.
All right, Anjanette, thank you. Jeffrey Allen, Anthony Baumgartner, and Stephen Harkness will be back in court on Thursday. Along with murder charges, they're also charged with kidnapping, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence.
New tonight, a police cruiser is hit during a chase. Lebanon police say a man came to a home at about 9 o'clock tonight to check out a car he found on Craigslist. The suspect reportedly took off in that car. Officers caught up with the driver on I-75 near Westchester. During the chase, when the driver hit an Ohio State Highway Patrol cruiser on Ohio 63 just west of Markey Road. The suspect's car flipped on its top. Officers arrested the suspect there at the scene. Padded rooms in schools. It's a growing trend. Teachers put children who are acting out in this so-called seclusion room. Today, the Ohio Board of Education adopted a set of guidelines for those rooms. Local 12's Paula Toti gives us an inside look at the seclusion room at a district in the area and explains the district is using the rooms to calm behavior.
First of all, let's explain what we're talking about. This is the room. It's got padded walls. You can see it's a small area. In this one, there's a beanbag chair. On the outside, the teacher or an aide would be standing here holding down the lock button. When they lift their finger off, the room is no longer locked.
Lakota Local Schools calls this a seclusion space. Children identified as having certain emotional issues may be sent to the room as part of a behavior modification plan agreed to by their parents.
I think it means safety and security for the students and the faculty, and I think that it's a good room that the kids can go into when they're feeling frustrated.
Allison Tuttle says this room has worked well for calming her 8-year-old son. He's actually volunteered to go into the room on his own. The door at this school is only locked if there's concern for physical safety.
It's up to code, ventilated. We have everything is done so that it's very safe for the students.
The State Board of Education guidelines say the rooms can only be used when there's immediate risk of physical harm to the student or someone else. Like the new guidelines, it's not used here as a holding area or punishment.
We're a public school, and we deal with all types of students, and so our job as schools is to have a continuum of services. And part of that continuum is serving students that have acting out behaviors.
The new state guidelines call for records to be kept on when the rooms are used, and that is something they are already doing at Lakota.
I think it's a wonderful thing.
This room has been used 25 times this school year. The district wanted to be transparent about the use, and they say they are proud of how they monitor the guidelines and worry about anyone who'd want to be secretive about the process. And the new state guidelines are just that, rules, not law. In Westchester, Paula Toti, Local 12 News.
Lakota Local Schools is reviewing the new state policy and will consult with lawyers for the district to see if using the rooms give children a timeout, and giving children timeout fits with the new guidelines. We'll let you know how it goes.
3 business break-ins since the first of the year. 2 businesses were hit in Springdale and a third in Forest Park. Local 12's Angela Ingram joins us live from Springdale with pictures of the man police want to find. Angela.
Well, Cammie, if you take a look behind me, this used to actually be a window, but now it's been boarded up because someone came in here and broke out the window. 2 of these businesses are smaller mom and pop type stores, and one of the owners tells me to have his money stolen and his property damaged is a big expense. A piece of plywood covers the opening where there used to be a large window. Last Friday, a worker came into Mi Familia restaurant and noticed someone broke in.
He came inside, the window was broken, and they just took pictures and tried to take the prints, but they don't have too much clues.
The thief took a computer and cash. Springdale police think the same man broke into Star Wig and Beauty Supply on Springfield Pike a few days before. He broke a large glass window to get in. Surveillance cameras caught him walking around and stealing. Both businesses are family-run and smaller. Workers say it's upsetting when they're just trying to earn an honest living.
Well, it's sad because we're trying to live, we're trying to be honest with everyone, you know what I mean? But it's sad, it never happened before.
Police think the same man broke into yet a third business in nearby Forest Park. Although his handiwork has caused damage, workers are determined to keep things running.
We have to keep going. Yeah, we still have to make money to pay for the damage.
And the owners here tell me they're also considering stepping up security to try to prevent this from happening again. Jorge is telling me that the cost of replacing this is going to be more than $1,500. Live tonight in Springdale, Angela Ingram, Local 12 News. Cammie, back to you.
So frustrating for these business owners. Angela, thank you. If you know anything about these business break-ins, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers, and that number is 352-3040. Remember, you don't have to give your name to get cash for clues.
President Obama will announce proposals to try to curb gun violence tomorrow. He will be joined by Vice President Joe Biden and children from around the country who wrote letters to the president following the school shooting in Connecticut. The president is expected to push bans on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, as well as universal criminal and mental health background checks for all firearms sales. President Obama is also weighing steps he can take without congressional approval. So tonight we want to know if you think the president should bypass Congress to implement new gun control laws. To vote on our Local 12 poll, call us at 345-1212, or you can vote online at local12.com. We'll have final results a bit later in the broadcast. A downtown shooting and a gunman found at the library. A first look at the suspect coming up.
And the new casino goes all in on a local business. The lucrative deal next on the local station.
New tonight, 2 people are shot and killed on a Kentucky college campus. That story's ahead.
The all-new Honda Accord versus its 4 top competitors and 1,200 car and driver readers.
I like the car. Oh, wow. Wow. This baby handles. I like the steering. It's really crisp.
It's pretty rock solid, even more than the Camry.
It does what I think it's going to do.
All I got to say is wow.
Their conclusion? The Accord is a winner. Form your own opinion. Test drive an Accord today at your local Honda dealer.
Stop
Stop in and get your new year started off right with the Kickstart the Savings Sale. Kickstart your 2013 into a higher gear and start your search for a new Honda at King's Honda and Performance Honda. We have over 900 new Hondas in stock with financing rates as low as 0.9%. Or lease the all-new redesigned, re-engineered Honda Accord Sport for only $249 a month. Kickstart your savings at King's Honda in the King's Auto Mall and Performance Honda, Route 4 in Fairfield. We'll put a smile on your face every customer, every vehicle, every day.
The name behind Cincinnati's favorite carpet cleaner? Teasdale Fenton. Now, 5 rooms, just $99. A follow-up within 6 months, half price. Call today. Clean tomorrow. Teasdale Fenton. Elk and Elk. Serious lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio.
Tonight, Dave's All New with Jennifer Lawrence. Tomorrow, don't miss Kim and Kourtney Kardashian. And Thursday, Jeremy Renner and Jack Hanna's Animals. Oh, just a joke.
New tonight, a local business is getting a big boost from the new casino. U.S. Playing Card Company will supply all the cards for Harrah's properties, including the new Horseshoe Casino Cincinnati. That's hundreds of thousands of decks of cards. A spokeswoman for U.S. Playing Card Company says the company's very excited to supply a local product to a local company. The playing card facility is in the Mineola Industrial Park in Boone County. The casino is scheduled to open on March 4th.
A man arrested at the downtown Cincinnati Library for a nearby shooting will be in court tomorrow. 18-year-old Kalupe Wilson is charged with felonious assault. He's accused of shooting a man at the corner of Vine and Central Parkway at about 1:30 this afternoon. The 20-year-old victim was shot in the stomach. He ran down the street to the bus station at Central and Walnut to try to get some help. He's at UC Medical Center tonight. Wilson was arrested a short time later at the downtown library.
New tonight, a man and woman are shot and killed, and a teenager is wounded in the parking lot of an Eastern Kentucky community college. The victims were shot at Hazard Community and Technical College shortly after 5 o'clock this evening. 2 of the victims were found inside a car. The teenager is in critical condition. Police believe a domestic dispute started off campus and ended in the parking lot. The school was put on lockdown as a precaution. 2 people turned themselves into police shortly after the shooting.
A $50 billion aid package to help Superstorm Sandy victims is approved by the House tonight. Superstorm Sandy hit 3 months ago. The powerful storm is blamed for 140 deaths from North Carolina to Maine. The hardest hit areas were in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. And while the measure passed, many Republican lawmakers were fighting it. They wanted equal spending cuts and to eliminate items that were tacked onto the bill. But members of Congress from the East Coast say it's unfair to hold a relief bill hostage. The Senate is expected to vote on the aid package sometime next Tuesday.
We have some wintry weather for some, but not all in the tri-state.
Yeah, as you head down 75, things get worse, certainly as you get into southern sections of Boone County, southern sections of Campbell County, southern sections of Kenton County, and anything further south than that, you're going to run into some fairly icy conditions. Pictures earlier on tonight from the Dry Ridge area. They have seen a combination of freezing rain, sleet, and a little bit of snow. Areas south and southeast of Cincinnati, it will be icy tomorrow morning. Areas north and northwest, you may catch a few flurries tonight, but I think that will be the extent of it. No accumulation in those areas. They'll do plenty of salting to the south and to the southeast tonight. Take a look at your weather headlines. This is what we have for you. First of all, tonight, weather advisory remains in effect. It's a winter weather advisory for areas south and southeast. There's really a pretty sharp cutoff line to the precipitation and the icy conditions. And most all of this will be out of here for most of us by about 3 o'clock in the morning. And some of us have seen little, if anything, whatsoever. And that would include almost all of Hamilton County. However, there's a little bit of light snow, a little bit of flurry activity entering Hamilton County. 32 in Cincinnati, 32 in Louisville, 29 degrees in Indianapolis. Everybody between 28 and 33 degrees across the area. That makes it a very difficult forecast when it comes to snow, but even more difficult when your atmosphere is changing quite a bit at about 5 and 10,000 feet. In the purple, we have winter weather advisories. That includes includes Highland County, Adams County, Brown County, Claremont County, and all of northern Kentucky. This was really a very well put together winter weather advisory by the National Weather Service. In this aqua color here is where we have seen the icy accumulation over the course of the last 4 hours or so, and it's been the result of some freezing rain, sleet, or snow, generally less than a ½ inch, but it is icy in many spots, and that will continue for the next couple of hours in that aqua shaded area. Now, it's changed just a little bit and come up towards Cincinnati a bit, but I think extreme northern Kentucky and most of Hamilton County, while you'll see a few flurries or a little bit of sleet, it'll be much worse down to the south and off to the southeast overnight tonight. Here's a look at live precision Doppler 12 HD. This is really the first type of any activity we've had enter western Hamilton County. So we'll see a little bit of flurry or sleet activity as this continues to push off to the northeast at about 30 miles per hour, extends back into Dearborn County as well. This is the first activity they have seen as well. Anything in purple or blue, really this entire area down to the south is a combination of sleet and freezing rain, and you'll continue to get that until about 2 o'clock in the morning. A little bit of sleet and light snow up through Highland County as well. And again, that type of activity will continue. This whole big blob will push off to the northeast at about 2 o'clock in the morning or so. Pretty decent sized storm system. However, really we're on the northern extent of it. Nice little ice storm down here, southern sections of Kentucky back through western Tennessee. Pretty much 2 nights in a row for western Tennessee seeing ice. So the icy accumulation will move off. I think we'll have some cloud cover early tomorrow morning. By afternoon, we're talking a mix of sun and clouds and a high temperature up to about 39 degrees for that high. 36 on Thursday, sun and clouds. Friday, I think we see plenty of sunshine and a high near 42. Increasing clouds late on Saturday, all the way up to 48. And once again on Sunday, the bottom drops out. 32 degrees for the high on Sunday, and a much colder week next week than it was this week. We'll see high temperatures in the 20s just about all week long, and maybe even colder than that in our northern counties. 27 on Monday. Tuesday, 25 degrees. Looks like an Arctic air mass is going to take over for several days next week. Just something we're going to have to grin and bear it. They'll continue to see some icy accumulation to the south and to the southeast. Main roads aren't terrible. However, side streets and untreated roadways are going to be a problem late tonight and early tomorrow morning, with that temperature dropping down to about 28 to the south and 27 near the airport.
Looked like you were really pouring the salt on in Dry Ridge.
Yeah, and it's a good thing, because that stuff's going to get a little bit crunchy as the night goes on, and it's going to be harder to get rid of if you don't treat it with salt.